Hi, everybody, and welcome to session 9 of Printweaver Pillars of Ink, a Printweaver campaign using the Printweaver system by N.L. Morrison. I am Mare, I use they, she pronouns, and I am your game master who throws all the knives. We're gonna go around, say, hey, who we are, who we're playing, and eventually go into our recap. So, we're gonna start with Abhishek today.
Hey everyone, my name is Abhishek Matange, also known as Neon Raiden. I use he, him pronouns. Today I'll be playing Vago Viator, also known as Gwen, who uses they, them pronouns.
Angela.
Hello there, lovely people. My name is Angela Musmograbejo. I use she, her pronouns, and I am playing the currently deceased Luz del Valle, otherwise known as Lucia Villette. Well, the formerly known as Lucia Villette.
RJ.
She was living.
You know who else is living? It's me, RJ, and I'm back. Today I'm playing. Today I'm playing Hale. We both go by he, him. He is a. He's doing his best.
Welcome back, RJ. You have Hale's walking into a lot today. And last but not least, Amber, who's going to also do our recap.
Hi, my name is Amber, also known as Analog Amber, and I am playing Mariana Cross, who uses she, they pronouns. For the recap, as per Mariana's journal, we started off our session last time with Hale going on a little side adventure to investigate some items that he was interested in, so he was not present with us at the time. Vago got over one existential crisis for the day, and had a nice little chat with Luz, getting themselves back together. And discovered a couple of things about the town that we are currently in, over a meal that Mariana made. Heron, who is Gwyn slash Vago's brother, was a tanner, and they lived at the tannery. We also discovered that tanneries smell like piss. We found out that there was an inn in town that members of the Magnus of Cycles and the Paragon stayed at when they were in town. We also found that there was a ghost. There was a ghost, a ghost
Okay.
holding on.
Sorry, I thought you were like a goose, like a goose.
Goose.
Sorry, I didn't. Sorry, continue.
A ghost. A ghost was holding on to Luz's sword, past the graveyard by an old tree, which Mariana asked Luz, "Do you remember anything about an old tree?" And Luz was like, "Do I remember anything? Period." So first we went out to the inn to investigate there, and it looks like a rapture happened. Things were fallen to the floor, as if somebody was holding them, and then all of a sudden it poofed out of thin air. They checked all of the rooms to see if there was any indication that the Magnus and Paragon left anything behind or had any notes, and we did not. However, we did find two names in the ledger that struck a chord with Mariana and Vago. The name Chalice White was a paragon that had stayed in the inn right before this reckoning had happened, which prompted a conversation between Luz and Mariana about whether or not people could do good things but still be bad people, or vice versa. Mariana did open up slightly too about where she was from, but still keeps that pretty guarded. Vago found a name that was familiar to them. Clive. Is there Collery? Is that right? Does that sound right? Clive Collery? Collie, okay.
Collie, I think, yeah.
It's very swirly in my handwriting. Who was a member of the Magnus of Cycles, which was a callback all the way to episode 1. Who had been a kidnapper of both Vago slash Gwyn and the brother Heron. After investigating the inn and doing a little cleanup, we headed over to the tannery. where Vago walked around and just sort of took in a moment of being somewhere in the past and trying to get those familiar feelings. Quickly inspecting the common areas and his own bedroom, their own bedroom, but spending a little bit more time in Heron's bedroom. And in Heron's bedroom, they discovered that the bed was made and had an idea that it's possible that Heron was not in the house when the reckoning happened. Yes, the dogs are very excited about this part of the story. It's very possible that Heron was not around when the reckoning happened. It is also possible that Heron is out in the world because Heron was a traveler and Vago was not in past life. Harrow is out in the world without their fingerprints and is maybe in danger. So there's a lot of questions up in the air about Heron, where they are, and what they are currently doing. All of it very, very mysterious. Luce and Mariana holding on to the hope that this could be a positive outcome because Heron was not here when everything happened. Poor Vago having their own thoughts about and feelings about maybe what is happening. And probably a little bit of guilt too. After the tannery, it was getting to be dark, so we headed on over to the old tree where we were expecting to find the ghost that took Luce's sword. Instead of one ghost, it did split into three, which took the image of the three travelers who were participating in this battle. Unfortunately, Vago did fall, and Mariana, being naive to how travelers work, did not get Vago up in time. After defeating her own vision of herself, went to go rescue Vago, but it was already too late. As Mariana was trying to emotionally gather herself and figure out what was going on with Vago, Luce also went down. Mariana finished defeating Luce's doppelganger, if you will, and discovered that Luce was also dying. And in Luce's last words, reminded Mariana that good people sometimes do bad things, and also asked Mariana the question, what weapon was I looking for? Mariana then grabbed the sword that they were looking for and ran back to the Printweavers.
Still running back.
Still run in, and run in.
It's going to take for some time for you to come back, actually.
Yeah.
So,
and hopefully don't run into any more ghosts along the way.
Okay. So, everybody, as a reminder, Printweaver is a gothic horror Souls-like tabletop game that contains heavy themes of death, rebirth, and violence, especially this episode where we will be bringing some of our players back to life, and everyone will be coping with that fact in those circumstances. So if you need to step away to handle all the large emotional weight that's going on, please do so. Your safety is important. Okay. We ready to come back? We're going to start with Hale. Hale, you found and saw some interesting things that you noticed when you were talking with Mariana when she was like looking for Vago's house. So you took the day to, look around and continue gathering information while everyone else did everything that happened last session. It is the end of the day, and it is starting to get dark as you arrive back at Sybil's shop and forge. Tell us, maybe not all of it, but tell us about like what you've been doing, what your demeanor is when you get back and are arriving, and so on and so forth. Give us a little snappy shot into Hale.
Just a quick rewind. As Hale had left the Printweaver shop, he immediately threw on his hood, and it was just Hale getting into form, fading into like the shadows of the buildings, kind of sneaking his way through, seeing like remnants of like ink beasts here and there, and kind of just like pressing his back against the wall, waiting like that heartbeat just to keep his ears perked and see if they're still around. There are small vignettes of him moving rubble to the side and kind of digging through trash to find out what's been going on. There's another one where he's in an alley with his knee on the floor, kind of looking at a footprint and dipping like 2 fingers into it and pulling out this like sticky ink mess and just ugh. There's another vignette of him finding a bag out in like the street and kind of rifling through it, looking at some papers and eyebrow quirks like, oh, that's very important, I guess. Tucks that away. At some point there's like a big beastie and he's like running down the street holding his hood up against his head and dives into a building. But he, as he notices it gets dark and remembers that Sybil said that when the sun goes down, the ghosts come out. He makes his way back to the Print Weaver.
And very much like the day before, when you get back to Sybil's place, she is outside sitting on a chair, looking out, eyes at the rest of the town, eyes unfocused, smoking on her pipe as you approach.
Well, I couldn't find any scrap metal for you, but I did find a pack. There was some ink in it. I kind of had to use it to avoid. Do you know there's a big, like, thing wandering around the town?
There's a big what wandering around the town?
It's like some sort of ink bore, just like walking around.
No, I did not.
You
Welcome
shouldn't
back.
leave. Thank
I
you.
haven't been leaving.
Good. Have
Welcome
the
back.
others gotten back yet?
No, and I don't expect them to be coming back for several more hours, unfortunately.
Do you want to play cards? Do you want me to make you some tea?
Do you have cards?
I'll make you some tea.
That's what I'll come join you in the kitchen. Let's go. And she'll stand up. She'll follow you inside. Did you, you were gone most of the day. You find what you were looking for?
I think I found more than I bargained for, actually.
She has her hands around, like, the mug full of hot water that has eventually been boiled. Oh?
I'd rather not repeat myself, so if you could kindly wait for the others to get back.
Of course.
It also does involve them to some extent, so... This whole raptured business is very messy.
Yeah. It's been a ghost, figurative and literal, for a bit. I'm hoping that Providence will tell me that my job here is done so I can go.
I hope it's soon.
As do I. Living in a graveyard is exhausting.
If you need a place to stay, Perth is always more than willing to welcome you in.
I appreciate the offer, but last time I checked, there were 2 print weavers is too many.
Though she could use a little guidance. A mentorship would be, very much appreciated. Don't tell her I said that, though. She will punch me.
I'll think about it. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. Maybe I'll head up to Vale Point and maybe help them rebuild or something.
Stay in touch, then. I know I only came and visited because I was a traveler and this was a waypoint, but sticking together in tough times is how we get through it.
You're here on that.
And Hale will take a long sip of tea.
Is there anything specific you want to bring up with her while you wait for everyone else to return from their mission?
In the last few weeks leading up to the rapture, were there any travelers that you had to revive?
I always get a handful coming through. I had to revive Heron a couple times. It's not uncommon, especially if he had to go after a pretty big mark for hunting purposes. There was a pair that came by. I didn't catch their names, but they stopped by, died, and then left pretty quickly, and I haven't seen them since.
And is that all?
More or less. Not too many that I recognize, let me put it that way.
The gentleman that I normally ran with when we came by, not him? Not Edmund?
She shakes her head. Last time I saw Edmund was when the three of you were here on a delivery.
Alright.
I'm sorry.
No, it's Morty?
Before she nods, but she also puts out one hand to put on top of yours comfortingly. Gives it a squeeze. Morty. And as the two of you are sitting in silence, or more menial conversation, waiting for Luce, Mariana, and Vago to come back, at some point, you don't even really notice when it got there. But at some point, you see a very small, golf ball sized ball of wispy ink in the room, hovering a couple feet from Sybil.
Sybil, you have a tail.
She looks up from her tea and just smiles sadly, shaking her head. Traveler has died. They need to be brought back.
Who?
She will hold out her hands to this little ball of wisp, and it kind of settles in her palm. And as it does, she freezes, first of all, before a look of surprise and hope appears on her face. And then it changes to shock, horror, and fear before dissolving into sadness. She just holds it tenderly and close.
Sybil, who do you know?
When a traveler dies, if they are revived in the same place multiple times, it's not uncommon for a printweaver to begin to recognize their ink. The way it swirls on their fingertips and their orientations and how deep it goes into the skin. It's Heron. They're Heron's print marks.
But he... Slowly clicking two and two together, Hale, from where he's sitting by the window, is going to stand and grab his swords. I need to go.
Actually, if you could stay until I bring them back. If you were going to go see your friends, you won't make it in time.
Sybil can see that on the hilt of the physical sword that Hale has is just a white-knuckled fist. But he will gently, like, place it back on the table next to him. Do you need assistance?
Just the emotional kind.
I'm here if you need me.
She nods and finally stands up from the table. And she's still holding this flame gently, and the other hand is like shielding it as if you would shield like a baby bird or a flame. Begins to walk downstairs to her workshop. Come on.
Hale will fall her down.
She leads you to her workshop, and you've probably seen this once or twice before, at least from her, since you've been here multiple times. And she heads into her workshop, goes to the shelf near the forge, and takes down one of these stick figure shaped people made out of metal and no gloves. She puts it into the fiery furnace where it begins to heat up. And after several minutes, without gloves once again, she reaches in and takes it out, puts it on her anvil, and with this little flame, she looks down at it, places the ink onto this stick figure metal person, takes her hammer, and begins to do what she does best. And slowly, it expands and a body begins to take form. And we're gonna switch around. Vago, what was going on in your head as you died?
Mainly it was a lot of thoughts regarding their encounter with the doppelganger. Specifically, more like what they were saying, how they failed Heron, how they were going to now outlive Heron. More along the lines of, oh my god, what if it's all true? Like, well, probably it's going to be all true, but like, oh dear god. They weren't ready to actually, like, it hadn't hit them, like, the reality of that fact until right before they died.
When your consciousness is roused, in this in-between of a traveler, between death and the next rebirth, you find yourself face up, your body being rocked by ocean waves.
So, guess it happened.
All around you, for as far as you can see, is an ocean of ink. And you're floating and being carried on the waves. And almost like a wish, as you say Heron's name, the sky above, which has been covered in dark gray clouds, you see the clouds begin to move and form into familiar shapes. You see one of them transform into you, or more accurately, Gwyn. You see yourself dressed in leathers, which you know were handmade by your brother. A smile on your face, no worry lines of existential crises over the last, month and a half? Those are
Yeah.
nowhere to be seen. And Next to you, you see Heron. A tall individual, but a little over 6 feet, dark hair and a long ponytail over his shoulders, brown skin, wearing more leathers, carrying a heavy bow, and both of you carrying packs. You look to be about the same age you are now, give or take. As you see far off in the distance, the two of you walking away from Clover Point. Healthy, hale, and whole. Full of people. And Heron says down to you, ready to accompany on your first job and hunt with me? Think you can handle it? What does Gwyn have to say?
Quinn's just probably gonna smirk and give him a little side eye. No, I can.
You're lucky it's not a monster and it's just an animal.
Pshaw, you know I can handle those.
Yeah, I know. I still want you to be careful, though. A boar is just as dangerous as a dragon.
Ugh, fine, if you say so.
And this image just kind of fades away.
Almost instinctually, Vago's gonna try and reach up and grasp it. Almost like futilely trying to keep it from like going away. Just, please. Don't go, please.
As you instinctually grasp upward, and as you blink, your hand is suddenly wrapped around a metal bar, and you're no longer in the ocean. It is dark, it is cold, and it is damp, with only a couple small lights down a hallway. You're in some kind of cell.
Vago's gonna try like almost shaking the cell door, like at least the bars, but like just kind of looking around like, just, where am I?
Those words and those actions are not exhibited in physical form. Whatever you're seeing and wherever you are is not you. And you, all of a sudden, you hear echoing down this stony hallway. You begin to hear voices. Echoing. And you hear the following conversation. Listen, I don't know what we're supposed to do with that kid, but the longer that the ink-using Magni are here, it makes my skin crawl. Them being in the trench makes me so uncomfortable. And you hear another voice. Vago. Yes, but well, you know what Octavia says. Keep the demons closer so you can more easily slice their heads off when they get out of control. You trust her, don't you? We all trust her. And if she says that this is going to make things better and rid us of what has been going on for a while, it might be worth the risk, and she's not going to lead us astray. And you hear some frustrated sighing from the first speaker. And they begin talking again, mostly just grumblings of the same thing as they continue to walk away. There is a brief second, though, when the light they are carrying shines down the hall to where you are. And you get a brief glance of the opposite side of the wall in another cell. And that's where you see someone else locked in another prison cell like you. A tall black man, tired, with dreads. You recognize him. He's been here just as long as you. And all of a sudden, you find yourself naked on top of an anvil with Sybil and Hale leaning over you.
Good morning, sunshine.
Vago's immediately going to get up in a jolt, like
Ooh.
breathing heavily.
Hey. Gwen, it's fine. I have a blanket for you. Being revived is a lot, I know. And she has a blanket for you, which she will wrap around your shoulders.
Vago's going to, I guess, shakily just kind of use the blanket to sort of cover themselves up a little bit, but they're still very, very what is
Out of sorts?
yeah, that's a mild way to put it.
I'm gonna go get you some water, okay? I'll be right back.
Okay.
And she'll scamper off pretty quick to get you water and potentially something to help calm you down.
I know it's probably not good, but how are you doing?
How am I doing? How am I doing? I just died. That's how I'm doing.
Fair. Very fair. Vago, I know that things might be out of sorts right now, but I need to know what happened.
Vago's gonna kind of close their eyes almost instinctively, but kind of wince the memory of them dying, seeing what just happened. But they're gonna slowly kind of recount what happened, starting with exploring the inn. Um, we uh, we checked out the inn in town. We were looking for any signs, anyone else was here. We found some stuff, but we can wait till the others are back for that. But
Hey, look at me. In through the nose, out through the mouth. 8 and 4. Or is it 4 and 8? We'll try it both ways.
At this point, Sybil does come back in with a bucket of water and a mug, which she dips in and gently holds it out to you.
Vaga's going to take it and kind of start almost, even though they really shouldn't be, start gulping it down.
Whoa. She'll pat your back. Let's get you. I think I still have some spare clothes for travelers around here.
Thanks.
When Sybil mentions spare clothes, there's a look of realization on Hale's face, but he does not say anything.
As you're Sybil does bring you a pair of very simple, plain, undyed linen clothes. It is more so just like drawstring pants and a top.
I'll take whatever I can get at this point.
Yeah,
So
basically. It is, Hale, you know this is typical.
Mm-hmm.
And during this, while Vago is reacquainting... What?
No, you said drawstring pants, and all I just imagine's the pink ones with juicy written on the ass. Sorry.
no.
You can write it on the ass. It's undyed linen.
No.
Please don't.
This is serious. RJ, this is serious.
Please don't. I beg.
Someone has ink. Mariana has ink.
Where?
A pen. Charcoal. I don't know. Okay. Anyway. Turk, you're not helping. As you are getting dressed and you are hydrating, at some point, not too long after, another wisp of ink appears in the workshop.
Oh, no. Sybil!
She hurries in. Another one? Okay. And she'll take a step forward. And once again, just take this small little ball of life and ink in her hands. It's Lucille.
Fuck.
No.
Better get to work. And as you saw before, Hale, she does the same exact thing. And Vago, this is so familiar. You've seen this process so many times, especially as a kid, when random travelers would get revived while you were essentially being babysat. She takes this little metal stick figure, puts it in her furnace and lets it heat up, puts the ink in it, and begins to hammer. Luce, what were your last thoughts as you died?
She didn't know better. She couldn't have known better. Better me than her.
And as you fade and once again die, you find yourself in a familiar place of that in between of death and rebirth. As always, you are on solid ground, walking through this intensely thick fog. So thick you can't even see where you're going. It is unknowable where your destination is or anything further out than a couple inches. And in this mist and in this fog that is just heavy and wet on both your body and mind, you see memories, both present and forgotten. One memory dancing out through the mist is of your daffodil holding out to you a sword. It's blurry, but one of her arms is in a cast and sling as she smiles up at you. You'll need this. You'll be back before you know it, but please take good care of it. before it drifts away. Another one is of you around a campfire with individuals whose names you don't remember, talking and laughing. Another memory of you, a young, naive woman, sad-looking person, and a wet cat of a man. With another woman with dark auburn hair and a side shave, making your way into a web-filled wood. What's going on through your mind as you walk?
I like to imagine that what you've described, Mare, that's if this were like a piece of cinema, if it was like a movie and this was a scene, that's what the audience is seeing. That's everything that's actually happening to her. I think for Luce, she sees a desolated landscape. Whatever ocean of ink that should be here, there's just like dry bits of rivulets of ink that have just almost crusted over at places. And there's a desperation in her eyes as she just is just looking out everywhere and is whereas what's actually happening is just the memories are just kind of fading. For her, it feels like there is a great beast, a winged creature that is just like a vulture flying down and pecking at her body and just ripping off pieces of her memories. And every single moment that it's happening, she's just saying, "You can't take this, not again. I've already lost this before. Please do not take this from me. I've already lost so much, already died so much. It's not so, this can't be."
Your words fall on ears that do not hear you, or maybe even ignoring you. At least that's what it feels like. No matter what you say or no matter what you do, their course does not change. And as you plead and as you walk, you are suddenly laying on an anvil, staring up at a wood ceiling, and Hale and Vago and Sybil are there looking down at you.
I think she is still lost in the reverie of it. And I think the first thing that she does is she immediately rushes at Hale and like tries to pick him up. If you're okay with this, RJ, like pick him up and is like, "No, do not take this. Do not take this from me. You will not take anything else from me."
Luce, you're hurting
I have
me.
to. I'm not
Hey.
losing again.
Lucille. And you hear Sybil from your side. And she's not touching you, but she's hovering, about to like put a hand on your shoulder. You're alive again. That's Hale.
There's just two weak hands that'll take Luce by the wrist just to affirm that he is real.
Oh, no, this can't be right. No, not again.
I have
Please, no.
water for you. I have clothes for you.
Please, no. Please. Not
Luce,
more.
Can
Please,
you
not
let
again.
him down?
Let him down. Let all of them down. And she just, like, is on the floor collapsing to her knees.
And Sybil will very gently, very tenderly wrap a blanket around your shoulders.
Is she okay?
Is who
Is she
okay?
okay? Is she
Mariana?
okay? I can't let her down again. Is she okay?
We'll see. I don't want to lie to you, but Mariana has not shown up here yet, which means she might still be alive. But you need to rest, okay?
Give me close. Give me a dagger. I don't. It doesn't matter. Anything. Just let me go. Let me go.
You are in no state to go anywhere, Luce. You need rest. You can leave it to me.
Here's some water. And she will, same thing she did for Vago, she will get you a cup of water, holding your hands as they shake and assist you.
Hale will, after this has been done, will pull Sybil to the side. If Mariana isn't back here in the next 30 minutes, I'm going out to look for her. I'm sorry for leaving you with my party, but could you look after them?
You don't need to ask.
Thank you.
Mariana, describe your flight.
I think that it's a very empty time for Mariana. It is the only thought that Mariana has the entire time running is to get back to Sybil. It's the only thing that she can think of. She's holding this sword in her arms like she's protecting a child, and is just running through, I think, not even really paying attention to what's going on around her. So if a ghost were to come up to her and like be like, "Ooh," like she wouldn't even, like, it wouldn't even phase her. Nothing around her is phasing her. She is, it's like if she has blinders on, and the only thing she can see is forward, and the only thing that is forward is the print weavers.
The sword you are holding does not feel cold in any way at all. It is warm, and wherever your skin touches it, it tingles like static electricity. And you run, and you run, and you run until you finally can see that small knee length stone fence that encompasses Clover Point. You do see a couple ghosts forward before you run past them. Many of them don't give you a second look, as if they aren't even sharing the same space as you, too absorbed in something you can't see. And exhausted and out of breath, you do eventually see the blacksmiths. The only place in Clover Point with any type of illumination on.
Mariana's gonna approach, running and running and running, and finally slowing down to a, a halt when she reaches the front. There's a porch out front, right? That Sybil sits at.
Not necessarily a porch, but there is
It's
like
a
her
sitting spot.
a sitting spot. Yeah.
she's gonna stop there and sort of let time catch back up to her for a moment and put her head down and listen, trying to hear if there's anything happening inside. Um, she doesn't know what she's listening for. She's almost afraid to know what she's going to hear. And just takes a moment and just listens.
If I may, Hale, this is in the time after that end of the conversation and now.
The door's opening.
I feel like she would hear pacing from you.
Okay.
At minimum, if she's listening, yes. Would you be pacing?
If the countdown hasn't gone down from 30 minutes, he's
It has
pacing
not
at
yet,
the
no.
front door, like
Yeah.
work
No,
dog with a lot of energy but no work, pacing around the front, waiting to be let out.
Yeah. This is like the 25-minute mark.
I think that after a moment, just hearing noise inside, Mariana decides that she can't go in. She's never seen anybody alive before. And honestly, she doesn't know if she can face seeing anybody alive right now. And so she takes the sword that she sort of forgot that she was holding it until I imagine her sleeve sort of like slides down her arm a little bit, and she sort of gets the tingling of the electricity, and it sort of just uh, wakes up part of her brain a little bit, and she looks down. She looks down at the sword and can't stand to look at it anymore. And she takes the sword and she leans it against the wall of the house, right outside of the doorway, and will turn around and start walking towards the tannery.
In these next several minutes, Hale, Mariana doesn't arrive.
Whoa, shit!
But neither do her print marks.
What does this mean? What does this mean?
She could still be walking back. Or she's still fighting. You said you were going to go after 30 minutes. I can
Right.
watch Luce and Vago. And at this point, Luce, she has gotten you some clothes as well.
Hale, thinking better on it, is going to leave this pack here, but he is leaving. And I think it's like that sort of just missed her. He runs out of the print weaver, shutting the door behind him, and goes the opposite direction towards the tree.
Well, when you leave, that slamming of the door does jostle the sword so it falls and clatters to the ground.
Oh. He'll pick it up and examine it.
It is a large broadsword with the crossguard wrapped in a scarlet handkerchief.
The door to the print weavers opens back up, and he steps inside holding the sword. I think she was here. I don't know why she didn't come in. She couldn't have gone too far.
Hale,
Yeah, Luce.
what do you have there?
a sword, silly.
Why do you have a sword?
Mariana had left it on the stoop.
Why did she leave a sword, and why didn't she come back?
That's what I'm gonna go find out. Could you do me a favor? Can you hang on to this for me?
I suppose it doesn't seem like your type of weapon.
No. It's supposed to be for a dear friend.
I think she has like tears that have just started going down her face. Why does this feel familiar?
I don't know. But, if you're up to it, you're responsible for it. I've got the noodle arms after all.
They're trained to be precise. Nothing noodly about them. And she just like almost shambles her way back to the forge, just holding onto the sword.
As you hold this incredibly familiar sword that fits perfectly in your hands, your locket around your neck is heavy and warm.
Oh, Luce, another thing. He'll reach to his pack and pull a letter. I believe this is for you.
This. Wait, I gave this to you, didn't I? I remember this. I remember this. This is. I truly died, didn't I?
Yes.
She turns to go back, but and like lets you go about your way, but she makes almost like a passing joke to you, saying, "Suppose you have to hire someone else to protect you."
Don't need to if you're still around.
Fair enough.
Hale, where are you going?
He is going to head to the front of the print weaver, take a knee, and start tracking.
Before we get to that, then, Vago, during all this, what are you doing? What would you like to do? What is going through your head in this agonizing 34 to 40 minutes?
At first, they were obviously trying to recompose themselves, trying to somewhat get over the shock of the fact that, they just died and came back to life. But upon seeing, I think they would have probably caught a few moments of what happened between Luce and Hale and seeing how Luce reacted. They couldn't watch the rest. Knowing what Luce was, how long Luce was going, like trying to get that sword, and seeing what had happened, they needed to get out. Like they needed air.
Then, while you are getting air, Hale exits the Printweaver's shrine.
Hale will kind of look over to Vago. I know you're not doing fine. Dying's always a bitch, to be honest. I'm sorry for the things I said earlier. That was not fair of me.
It's okay.
No, it's not. I was a dick.
You were, but
I'm going off to find Mariana. She shouldn't be alone out here where there's so many unknowns.
can I come with you?
You should stay here and rest. I promise I'll bring her back.
I know, it's just I need to do something. I can't just sit here.
Do you want to know something? A theory I've always had about the whole ink business inside of us.
They'll nod.
Yes, we see ink in the outside world as some sort of blight, but it's a part of us as being travelers. So why not use it? Right? You need to sort of exercise those kind of invisible muscles that compel the ink to do what you want it to do. When I'm back, I can show you.
Sure. I'd like that.
Here's your first lesson. And Hale will cast off his cloak and hood and throw them over to Vago. He's going to dump all of his wisdom into tracking down Mariana.
Okay. You may roll.
Good luck, Mariana. Oh no. That is 5 successes with 2 crits.
Oh my god.
And I think what Vago sees is the black veins shooting across Hale's neck and face and into his eyes. The sclera and iris is turning completely blackened. And if you'll let me, he kind of just sees an after image of Mariana walking away. But it's not like her actually running away. It's just like the highlighted footsteps.
The footsteps that you see do not go far. They go down one street, take a sharp right down an alley.
She's not too far away. This will be quicker than I thought. Yeah. Be back in a bit.
Mariana, what does Hale find?
Mariana is sitting on the ground, sort of leaning against whatever wall is closest, with her head just sort of leaning on the wall, and you can see uh, she's not quite. She's still crying, but it's you could tell that by her face that it's been a lot of it, but it's starting to slow down. Um, And she's facing out the street, sort of just staring, um, like she's looking for something, but also like nothing is there at the same time.
I I think Hale rounds the corner, and for Mariana, it's what like your people have warned you about for the ink because it's a changed look on him.
She will probably let out a small yelp, and scramble, like, when you're like sitting on the ground, you kind of like do the thing where you like scramble backwards. We'll do that. Um, but not far. I think it takes her like a second, but like she recognizes that it's you, and then sort of just plops back down and puts her head back against the wall.
Hey, it's okay, Mariana. He'll take a couple of tentative steps towards her.
She doesn't move. She just she just stays.
Is it alright if I come closer?
Yes.
He will take a couple more steps. Are you hurt?
No.
I know it might be a bit moot to ask, are you okay?
And at that, she'll just start to cry a little bit harder.
Luce and Vago are back. A little worse for wear. But Sybil brought them back.
Oh. Good.
I'd very much like it if you were also to come back.
No, thank you.
Is something the matter with the Printweaver's house?
No.
Is there something wrong with... Is it a lot of big feelings?
For the first time, she'll look up at you. They were right, you know.
Who?
Back home, they were right. Travelers, they aren't any good. No good at all.
Hale will take a seat across from Mariana. What makes you say that?
I let them die. I saw it, and then they were just... First it was Vago, then Luce. And maybe I could have done something different, I don't know. I just let them.
Were you afraid?
No, not until after. And then they were just gone, and I didn't know what to do, and so I just ran. I just took it and ran back. Just sort of look in the direction of the print weavers. I couldn't see them, Hale. I, I couldn't see them. I can't.
We as travelers have this duality of a blessing and a curse. We've got this ink that's inside of us that makes us mostly immortal, given we're in range of someone who could bring us back. I think it was very human of you to feel fear and have that sense of self-preservation to try and run away. If you say that we are monsters, you're calling yourself one, and I won't allow that. Because honestly, I think you've got the most human instincts out of all of us.
She was mad at me, you know?
Who?
Luce. She knows the truth. Just no good. She knows.
Hale will lean back and Marianne just hears a dull clunk as his head hits the wall, like the back of his head. I haven't been here for too long. But tell me if this is too much of a stretch. Being weak, being no good, that just means there's room to get stronger and better, right?
Maybe for some people. Not for me.
Everyone has the capacity to be great, Mariana.
I blew it.
And that happens. What matters now is, are you going to keep beating yourself up about it? Or are you going to do something to change yourself? And let me tell you, one of those actions leads to doom and downfall.
But what if I can't?
That's what you have us for. Help you pick yourself back up when you fall.
I forgot to check on Biscuit.
I thought we brought Biscuit in.
Not inside like the house.
Okay.
But Biscuit is outside within the protections
Of this,
of the shrine. Yes.
would you like to go check on them now?
I probably should.
All right. Would you like me to come along with you? With the grunt of a middle-aged man in a body of a 30-year-old man, Hale will stand up from the place where he's sitting and offer a hand down to Mariana.
She'll take it and allow Hale to let her up.
We can always be better than we were, but it always requires effort.
We'll see.
Prove me wrong. Well, prove yourself wrong. There's nothing better in the world, a better feeling in the world than proving yourself wrong. Milk, ice cream's up there.
What's ice cream?
I think that's the most tragic thing I've heard today. Well, you see, Hale will begin to explain the process of making ice cream to Mariana as they go check up on Biscuit.
I think we'll take a couple minutes early before we get into another scene, just because we only have 7 minutes till break. So, everybody, please stretch, pet your pets, hydrate, and we will be back soon. Bye. Ah. Are we okay? Oh no! What happened?
What?
Okay, we're good. We are okay. We are fine. Hi, everybody. We are back. Please ignore that little technical glitch. Everything is fine. You saw nothing. Nothing happened.
We were in an interdimensional lockdown for a second, but we're out of it.
Remember the truth, everybody. Remember the truth.
Anyway, we are back from crying and tears to probably more crying and tears. Last we left off, I can't do words. Hale talked to Mariana, tracked her, and is heading back. But before we get back to that, sorry, Angela, after you just took a bite of food.
Bold of you to assume that that will stop me.
What what happens after the rest of them leave except for Sybil, who is still here and just kind of giving you your space right now?
There's no like room that the loose can be posted up in at this moment.
If you
correct? 'Cause
wanted
it's-
a room, you can go to a room. She has rooms upstairs. Uh, it would be just her room, but there are places you can go to be alone, especially after Vago and Hale leave. The way I'm imagining it is the downstairs front part where she does sales, and then the back part where there's the forge. And then upstairs, where you were the night before, is a kind of an open floor plan of the kitchen and the living area, and then a single room, which you can assume to be her bedroom. So you can be alone, maybe not like closed off on alone unless you go into her room uninvited, but
No, I think it's there's no real like rhyme or reason to the way that she's moving. It's very aimless, but I think she ends up in the living space upstairs, and I think she reads the letter that Hale gave her in full, and I think immediately afterwards she just like I don't know if there's any sort of cutlery up here or anything of that sort.
yeah.
Like she finds even if it's like the crappiest knife whatsoever, and she finds whatever, like she rips off like a spare piece of like wherever the letter there's space that hasn't been written, and she just starts going through everything that she remembers. She just starts trying to pull at everything that she has, trying to see what she remembers. And I think there's just different moments where she's like, do I remember my wife? And I think she does remember her again. Like, I don't think that's part of what she lost. Like, she remembers a lot of the most recent stuff, but like the weapon's significance, she's like looking at it and she's like making with the knife like tick marks of like everything she's forgotten. Like, she's like, who was at our wedding? She remembers like an outline of a face of something, and she's like, I don't remember this person. I don't remember this person. Where did it happen? I don't remember where that happened. Where did we first meet? I don't remember where that happened. There's just like working herself up into a frenzy, like the entire time, just going over in her head. Like, I can't, I can't keep doing this.
As you are furiously trying to get these memories down on like taking like a mental tally, you do hear from behind you a couple knocks on the entry door frame.
Come in, come in.
And into your view is Sybil. May I sit down next to you?
Yes, yes. By all means, it is your home. I don't want to. Yes, of course.
And she'll take a seat next to you. Morse, not even necessarily a seat. She like will kneel down next to you as you are just this broken, tired woman. Is there anything I can do for you? You are my friend.
How can you say that?
I don't follow.
Ever since I have gotten here, done nothing but grasp at straws. Just the thinnest threads. People I want to remember, including you. All I have are feelings. These fleeting, passing things that just stay in my mind for a moment and they're gone. What kind of friend is that?
You're not forgetting intentionally. You're not forgetting me maliciously. And I don't think you should be beating up yourself so hard. Just because you don't remember doesn't mean the memories don't exist.
I expected to simply keep going in this world, fighting and dying, never remembering anything. I would have looked at the person who I would have given my heart to in an instant and thought they were a stranger. I did look at them and think they were a stranger. Person who I swore with all of my heart that I would love for all of eternity. I looked at her in the face and I treated her as if, despite every feeling I had that said otherwise, she was a complete stranger.
If it's okay, she'll take your hands and she'll squeeze them.
What kind of person does that? What kind of person What kind of monster forgets those they love and just lives a life that merely carries on for violence sake? Doesn't look at everything around them and wonder what more could be possible.
It's not your fault. It isn't. And calling yourself a monster just because of something out of your control is not fair to you.
Could I ever be a person again? All
You're
my
acting
body
like
and my
you. Sorry.
all my body and mind seem to be good for perishing for other people. It's all I've ever known. It's all I've ever been. What more could it be?
You don't have to be a shield forever. You deserve to protect your own well-being. Think, if I may be blunt, you should focus on your own happiness after this. You don't have to do it alone either. If you want help, I offer it, and I'm sure your friends will too. And plenty of other people you've met along the way, whether you remember them or not.
Will people still choose to remember me even if I forget them? What if I don't give them everything that I have and more?
You're not obligated to. Any person whose life you've impacted, I'm sure they would be willing to help you without anything in return.
I think physically, this entire time she's been lost in this frenzy activity of doing the tick marks, of just trying to convince herself of how terrible she is. I think she's had like her shoulders forward, she's been hunched, and there's been like this tightness within all of her body, just closing itself in. And I think hearing that, she just kind of like falls to her knees and like releases all of the tension that she's had. It's almost like she's had this weight of all of the failures she feels like she's had for forgetting so much. And she just looks up at Sybil and she says, I don't want to forget. And I don't want to be forgotten.
I don't think you get the chance to look up at her because as soon as you collapse, she takes you in her broad blacksmith arms and holds you. You are not forgotten. Someone as incredible and vibrant and impactful as you is not easily forgotten. As for not wanting to forget, the only thing I can do is offer my help. I might not be able to help your mind, but I can start a written accord to help you remember and bring the memories back.
Please. Please. Has Mariana come back?
I went to go look for her. And I think at this moment, the two of you hear. Actually, Vago, how long would it take? Would you be waiting for Hale and Mariana to come back before going inside?
I feel like Vago would most likely wait maybe. Yeah, actually, no, on second thought, yeah, they'd probably wait for Hale and Mariana to get back before heading
Okay.
inside.
If it's okay then with the three of you, Luce and Sybil do hear the front door open and close again. And multiple pairs of footsteps.
So then you put the cream inside of a bucket, fill it with ice and rock salt, and you begin to spin it around really, really fast.
Has Vago heard of ice cream?
I feel like the sage ones might have mentioned it once or twice.
Say, you sounded like you were a shitty little kid, so I assume you knew about ice cream.
Gwen
At
probably
least hard.
definitely knew. Gwen probably knew about ice cream. Vago probably heard about it from the sage bends.
I think immediately upon hearing someone come through the door or downstairs, I think Sybil just hears Lou say Iris, and then she just like runs back. She runs downstairs to see Mariana there.
Mariana has come in, but basically come in the front door, moved to the side, and just like slid down the wall and is sitting right by the front door. And I assume that is at Hale's strong persuasion that she actually came in.
You're alive. You're alive. She like is down on the floor, like with you. Like, I think knees pointed like out, pointing inwards, legs out, just sitting down on the ground, just like.
Mariana's not even looking at you. Yeah,
You did it.
sure didn't I?
You got me my sword.
Suppose I did.
Suppose about it. Did it.
Did it all wrong. You were right.
About what?
Just bad.
Do you Do you mean when I told you that good people can do bad things?
I don't think you were right about that part. Not the good people part, anyway.
Amber, are you okay if Luce, reaches a hand forward to, side of Mariana's face?
Yeah.
She, moves it and, tries to get Mariana's eyes to look at her. Mariana. Sweet Iris. Good people can do bad things, and bad people can do good things. We're all capable of making mistakes. Despite all the things we wish we could accomplish otherwise.
I'm so sorry.
You don't have to be. You didn't know. I should not have expected that much of you.
I thought that Vago was gonna be okay, and then you weren't. I did it all wrong.
You did what you could. That is all any of us can do.
I'm so sorry.
Sybil actually pops in during this conversation, and she will kneel down next to you, Mariana, and put a hand on your shoulder. Take it from someone who's been around a very long time. It's okay to make mistakes, even ones that end up terribly. It does not necessarily make you a bad person. Okay?
She nods, but it's not confident. It gets more to end the conversation.
I think Luce follows that by looking at Sybil and saying, "You're not that much older than I am. I don't even think you are older than I am."
She gives you a small smirk. I am much older than you.
Well, fine then. It's not as though I'm young either. Because I've lost about 50 years worth of thoughts doesn't mean they weren't there in the first place. She says this, completely ignoring what the previous conversation we just had was.
And she will stand back up and look at everybody. It has been a very, very long day. And we should all probably get some rest. And if not sleep, at least rest and letting your bodies recuperate.
What are we going to do about our gear?
I would suggest getting it in the morning.
Fair enough. That's good enough for me. She kind of collapses against Mariana's shoulder. She's stopped trying to give up any sort of front like she has any strength in her left.
I'll go get the blankets from upstairs. It doesn't look like anyone's moving. Vago, you want to help me?
Yeah, I can help.
She'll begin making her way upstairs. How are you doing? I know it's an over-asked question, but I'm worried.
I I saw some things while I was you know.
Everyone that I've talked to that was willing to talk about their experiences in the in-between. They all see something different. What was it, if you don't mind me asking?
I saw Aaron.
And she looks like she chokes up a little bit. Were you remembering?
I think so. At least a little bit.
I hope he's okay.
Me too.
She takes the small pile of blankets that she did pick up and like puts them on her table before walking downstairs and turns to you. And will tentatively open her arms to you. This person that she knows but does not know.
Almost like Vago's gonna look at the off for hug, but they're gonna stay there for a little bit, but they're going to almost immediately jump into the embrace with Sybil.
Her hug is large and warm and all-encompassing as she just holds you tightly. It's going to be okay.
Vago can't really speak, but they let out a shaky sort of nod, almost as if they didn't really believe it themselves, but desperately wanting to believe it as tears sort of streamed down their face.
Just like when you were a kid, he's going to find his way home.
I hope he does.
And she'll just hold you as you let out whatever you need to let out before gently pulling back. You need some rest. We all need some rest.
Yeah.
And she'll lead the way downstairs with blankets for everyone else. And the 5 of you sleep in the front shop. Or at least exist in the front shop. Whether you get any sleep is up to y'all.
I think Mariana has repositioned herself so she can see out a window again and is looking to that spot in the street. I think hoping that she can see that those ghosts again. But like it's not like it's like emotionless wishing. Like she kind of just puts herself there, I think, to occupy her mind. And eventually falls asleep, I'm sure, leaned against the window.
Sybil actually does not sleep downstairs. But if anyone wakes up during the middle of the night or the early morning, every once in a while you hear her walking upstairs. Is there anything else before we go to morning?
Did she see the ghost?
I'm gonna say yes. It's the same exact, almost moving picture as the night before.
I think when she sees them, that's when she finally will like succumb to like the exhaustion that is like holding her body together and will allow herself some rest.
How cliche do I want to make this?
Oh my god.
Yes.
Go full. Make it full ham. Go
Commit
full
to the
ham.
bit.
Don't do half a ham. Go
Go
full ham.
full hail. Got it.
Yeah. Go full hail. New merch idea.
Full tilt tail.
Full send. Hale has kicked up his feet by like whatever fireplace that's going on in the front. Just keeping watch over everyone, making sure they're all resting properly. And I think if Luce and Vago are asleep, so that means Mariana's the only one to hear this. He is singing softly to himself. You hear Hale sing, "Blackbird sing in the dead of night.
Now we
Take
are
these broken
demonetized.
wings and learn to fly."
Less than 30
If I don't
seconds.
sing more than
We
30
get s-
seconds,
We get sued by Paul McCartney.
Little workaround.
we're not getting paid. We're not making money off of this. What do you mean? This is for us.
Fair.
Do you know how bad the Beatles are about anything related to their brand? They're fucking
Oh, they're like-
vipers.
They're like Nintendo, honestly. We're gonna receive a cease and desist in chat in like 3, 2, 1.
Oh my god.
Woo woo.
Channel is shut down.
Whoops.
I don't know if any of you can hear Turk, but anyway.
I
Turk's
can hear
gonna
Turk.
take on Ringo Starr. It's gonna be like the Zuckerberg Elon fight, except for Turk and Ringo.
Hey. Chuck him in a yellow submarine.
Obladi oblada, let's go on.
This is a serious game. No funnies at all. No, if we didn't
My
laugh
stomach
every once in a
hurts,
while, we'd be going
We
even
would need
more ham on our therapists.
we would need much longer decompressions if that was the case.
Okay. Eventually, as morning hits, the sun begins to shine in through the windows. It's still very quiet, nothing has changed there, but it is a brighter day, figuratively and literally. It's been pretty overcast the last couple days.
I think Mariana's by the window, so probably catches light pretty quickly to the eyeballs, a little bit assaulted by the sunshine. I think she'll take a little bit of time to like get her bearings. Like, I'm awake. I am at the print weavers. Like, everyone is alive currently. And just like sort of take a step-by-step like audit of things that are in the present. Like, yeah, like Vago is alive. Check. Luce is alive. Check. We have the sword. Check. Until she gets to like oh, Luce and Vago don't have their things. And I think we'll try to get a head start back to the old tree to get their stuff. But that's why you always leave a note. So she'll leave a note.
Is anyone else awake? I
Vago.
figured.
Hale is emotionally drained. He is still sleeping.
bold of you to assume being emotionally drained would stop me. Been that for 50 years.
This is made of sterner
Oh.
stuff.
Sleep? What sleep?
Yeah. Yeah. Enjoy that, Mare. You deserve that for this session. This session
Listen,
has been sad.
y'all are making yourselves cry. I had like
You facilitated
two and a
this
half
death.
to 3 scenes. Y'all are doing this to yourselves.
Literally saying the most comforting things I've had friends in my real life say to me in really bad moments. You fucker. But no, I think if Mariana is like in the middle of I imagine as Mariana's in the middle of writing the note and Luce has just been against the wall, like eyes closed, and like I imagine it's one of those like right as the hand is going to the door thing, Luce is just like, so where exactly are you going this morning?
You weren't very fashionable in the first place, but I figured it's better than this. So sort of just like points to like it's like completely monotone and deadpan, but she's trying so hard to make a joke. She was-
You know, you did get me killed yesterday.
I mean, I'm not the one who stabbed you, so
The emotionally drained version of get good scrub is what I'm hearing.
no.
She like shakily like gets herself up. You know, I think you should have this kind of fire more often.
My mom used to say I was born with the wrong hair color. And I like play with the ends of her braid. I don't think red hair would have suited me.
Dear, the only hair that would work for you would be blonde. It's the only thing that even remotely approaches how bright you are to the rest of us. At least when you're not being a downright shit to me. It's like still, she's like, the first lift up was like to like shakily have herself leaning against the wall, and now she's like fully like everything. It's like when you've overslept and you're like your body has not actually rested. It's just done the like, oh, I have aches here. Wow, I'm getting
Stiff and,
older
like,
because
yeah,
my
yeah.
back hurts. Everything is
Yeah.
stiff. Your legs are like in your body, they crave movement, but also every movement hurts. Aging sucks. It really does. That's pretty good too.
During this conversation, Sybil does come downstairs with a tray and the scent of coffee, with several mugs on this tray. And she'll just plop it right on top of the desk where she does transactions. Looks like she hasn't slept. Morning. For whoever's awake right now. Anyway.
Almost like clockwork. You can see just as soon as the tray is just plopped down, you can see Vago coming in and just immediately just swiping a mug. Good morning.
Good morning.
That mud stuff, and she points at the coffee.
It's mud stuff.
That mud stuff. Does it really help? Someone who loves coffee so much, that pains me to say.
It helps for a little bit. At least I think it does. It's been habit over the decades, so whether it actually does anything, she shrugs.
What does it help do? The mud.
Perk you up. And it's coffee.
Coffee.
Yes, it can taste like mud.
I think Mariana will go over and take a cup.
It can be bitter.
If you'd like, you can try mine before then. She, like, very almost playfully, like, hands over, like, gestures to, like, offer the mug to you, Mariana.
I think she'll pass it up and take her own.
She grabs
And
another one.
I think she'll take a sip and just make the awfulest face ever. She'll set it down. She'll open her pack and take out her honey and just put so much of it into the coffee.
You can do so.
And then, like, I think she'll add some and then, like, try it and then keep adding it till it's basically honey with coffee. And then we'll drink it.
Sybil will walk over to you, Hale, with a cup. Just gently shake your shoulder.
I'm awake. Where are the chickens?
Not here.
Oh.
Okay, Gonzo.
Were you dreaming about chickens?
I was dreaming about doing chores on the farm.
I brought you coffee.
You are a scholar and a saint and a snappy dresser.
She'll give you a. She'll roll her eyes at that last one and hand you your cup. So what is this I hear about Mariana trying to sneak out this morning?
You what?
I wasn't trying to sneak. I was trying. I just thought that you guys probably, well, not you. You've got all your stuff, but you guys wanted your stuff back. I was gonna go get it.
To be fair, you would not have been able to carry it all on your own just because of how awkward it would have been if both sets of armors were still there.
Plus the glaive, plus the club.
She didn't think about any of that stuff.
The shield, there's the sleeping rolls, the torches, everything else.
I imagine
Mariana.
her plan was to go and put everything in her pack. Her pack. Like,
Mariana gets ahead of us, but when we get there, she's playing a little to the left.
she's like, well, if I just pack it this way instead. Yes,
You'll be safe enough during the day. Unless that beastie you were talking about, Hale, is Roman.
No, it should be later on in the day. I think I saw it making its way. Oh! That's something we should talk about on the road, huh? I found some documentation about things. Is everyone in an okay headspace to talk about events other than death?
Hale,
Oh.
if we must talk about death, I would like to be facilitating something else dying right now. If that's all right. So if this is information that could facilitate that, I'm more than happy to hear it.
Okay, well, you see, I found orders from, blanking on the names of Mariana's people.
The paragons of
Providence.
I found orders in regards to the Paragons of Providence and the Magnus of Cycles in a pack in the town.
It was outside the town.
Outside the town.
Yeah.
Southbound, if I remember correctly. Or was that the...
Yeah,
Yeah.
southbound. It was like 100 yards outside of
Oh, that's pretty
town.
far.
That far. Like 100 feet, maybe 100 feet.
Okay. And, well, it's not good news at all. Strict orders to escort the Magnus of Cycles around. and to capture any travelers they find and bring them back to the trench.
Who signed the orders?
Doop-a-doo. Octavia Abessa?
She's the
Vago's gonna
leader.
raise some eyes.
Yeah, and Mariana will very just plain as day. Yeah, she's the leader.
Oh.
How do you know that?
That's where I used to live. I don't live there anymore. I didn't like it there. Yeah, they really hate travelers there. I remember when they taught me how to fight that we were supposed to kill them on sight, so I'm really don't know why they would want to be around them, but I mean, I haven't been gone that long. Maybe they were working on it before I left. I don't really know.
From my recollection of the documentation, it is the Magnus of Cycles that's collecting the Tarnished. Tarnished. Whoa, Travelers. Tarnished is Elden Ring. Ha ha!
I had a moment where I was like,
About
why
to
is that
say.
familiar?
Elden Ring thing starts playing.
If you at all start saying something about being the blade of Mikola, RJ, I'm about to go over to
Fuck!
your place
How'd
to
you
kick your
know?
ass.
How'd you know that was the joke I was gonna make? Get out of my head!
Fuck you.
Witchcraft!
Let's go back to this before I
Put those foolish
literally
ambitions to rest,
instant
RJ.
transition.
Hurt.
Put those
Anyway.
foolish
Shut up.
ambitions.
Even I get that part, and I've never played any of the Souls games.
Cats, hurting back.
Yeah.
Yep. But yes, that's what I found.
I'll put the full letter in one of our chats for y'all.
Thankies.
Yankee.
What Hale finds when he's a nosy bitch.
It's pretty impressive, actually.
Do you just show them all the letters?
Um.
Well, I'm leaving it in there, at least for
Okay.
player knowledge.
Yeah. I'll show them the spicy ones as well. Just throw those
For
in there.
reference for everyone else, along with the assignments letter, he found a small waterproof bag with a small stack of papers. Some of them are fairly innocuous. A couple flirtatious letters of courtship from a person named Egan take up a bulk of the space, as well as a child's drawing with hearts. And then the what he just told you about.
So there's that.
Yeah, that's weird. How long do you think it'll take us to get there? We're all pretty tired. Just moves on from that part of the conversation. Not like she's trying to, but it's just like, oh, well, that's weird. All right, well, we gotta go do something else.
My dear, is there anything I can do for you? I know it's been a hard 24 hours, but
I think I'll be alright. I mean, I have this, don't I? And she'll hold up the cup of coffee. It's me every Monday morning and Tuesday and the rest of the week.
Yeah.
Coffee doesn't work on me, so I've never understood this experience.
It's tasty.
I'm an energy drink kind of person.
Now that I take meds for it, then it's great.
Mine's just the tism prevents it from affecting me.
stats are coming back. Let's go.
Right.
Hurt him
Yes.
back. Hurt him back.
I think it'll take us at least an hour to get there.
So we won't have to worry about any of the... We return, it'll still be daylight. I have
Yeah.
an idea. And that's like the most Mariana has sounded like Mariana since yesterday morning, I think. I have an
What?
idea. We should sleep in the inn.
Why, my dear?
Because there's beds there. And this is the very profound thing that Mariana just thought of. 'Cause
And
there's
she's back.
beds there.
You're not wrong. I would suggest potentially setting a watch if you do.
I mean, what are they gonna do? Kill us? Sorry, I tried so hard to say serious after I said that. I'm so sorry. That's what she said.
Halen.
That's what she says. What are they gonna do? Kill us?
Oh,
Vago
also,
almost death glares at her for that remark.
oof. Also, you had a long rest, so Mariana, you can roll your 3 stats, and however many successes you get is the points you get back. Luce and Vago, you were revived with a fresh body, so you're at full.
Sick.
It's nice to get a new form back. Fully
I think
statted
at-
back
I don't know
up.
if you.
I just
Oh, you
lost my
used
shit.
your wisdom, so you can roll.
Yeah,
too.
second roll. At the comment that Mara just made, Hale is taken aback. Hale darks jokely sometimes, but whoa.
Not the worst I've heard.
We. Oof.
If you want to sleep in the inn, I'm not going to stop you. I know sleeping on hardwood floors is not enjoyable. So, be my guest. Get your gear back. I hope it's all there. Keep an eye out for printless. And while you're gone, I'm going to start packing.
Where are you going?
Providence doesn't need me here anymore.
What if
What do
all
you
the
mean?
people come back?
What'd you say, Mariana?
But what if all the people come back?
They will. If they come back, hopefully I hear about it and I'll return. But to answer your question, Vago, that urging to stay here is gone. It actually disappeared as soon as I revived Luce. So I'll likely leave the same time the 4 of you do.
Where will you go?
I haven't figured that out yet. Hale suggested maybe going to Perth. He not so subtly suggested that there is a print weaver newly born there that could use some assistance.
Don't tell her I said that.
She likes to tell the future with bread.
Or I might go to Vale Point and see if I can help in rebuilding in some way. Regardless, when I leave, if you die, there will be no one here to revive you. So you need to find a new shrine as soon as possible. Whether that means backtracking a little bit and going somewhere where you know, or hoping you run into one in your travels.
All of the checkpoints are leaving. With the pillars, aren't they?
Well, you said Perth is okay. And the print weaver in Vale Point, is she still there?
We have no idea.
I don't know the most current print weaver, but I knew the previous one, and they weren't the type of person to leave. I know there's a couple. I know of at least one to the south. She should still be there.
Not too far south, though.
Are you referring to the trench?
There's no
The
trench
trench
there.
is more than a week's travel. There has to be at least one or two in that span.
I think at that point, Mariana, doesn't know how long she was traveling before she hit Vale Point. I think that's a thought that occurs to her is if it's a week away from here,
It's over a week, she
over
said.
a week. Yeah, she kind of just doesn't know how long she's been gone. She kind of has that realization where it's huh, I wonder how long it's been. And it's just sort of it's like a fleeting thought. Mariana will remember this.
But I can stick around for a little bit if you'd like me to as a buffer.
It would be much appreciated.
I can stay here. I think I can really only take one more week alone. So you'll have 7 days to find a shrine and reattune. In the meantime, I'll still pack everything up.
Thank you, Sybil, for everything you've done.
You can say goodbye when you leave, after you get back from getting your gear. Not leaving right away.
Thanking you and saying goodbye are two separate things.
You all should get going while there's still light.
Making my way downtown.
Walking fast, faces pass, and I'm homebound.
And I get chewed out. All right.
Okay.
I'm just straight up imagining despite Luce being kind of worn out from the past day and not having her fucking armor or anything right now.
Listen, you
It just
can't
feels
have
like
your
a moment-
armor and your sword at the same time. Just not possible.
Also, reminder: Luce and Vago are barefoot.
What?
Yeah.
You're barefoot.
Sucks to suck.
Oh.
R.I.P. the feetsies.
You're gonna be treading in so much ink.
Does
Dog.
Sybil
This
have any
might
tissue boxes?
Paper bags.
Grocery sacks?
I was about to be mad and be like, Mare, this might actually be the worst thing you've ever done to us, is make us walk barefoot through ink. But
It's mostly dirt.
no,
There's
That's
when you
fair.
get outside the town, it's a little, but up until that point, it's mostly dirt.
nope.
I wish I had
Luce is just gonna-
caltrops.
Mariana!
What did you say?
I wish I
What's
had
wrong?
caltrops.
You killed 2 people, you just become an asshole? Is this what
Crazy.
mean?
Mariana's on her Daichi arc. I'm
Mariana.
dead.
I'm just kidding. She doesn't say that.
Anyways,
Amber the
Mariana, finish
asshole
my-
said it.
I'm gonna
Cannot
finish
believe
my
it.
thought because fucking got detoured by feces and fucking caltrop. I'm just imagining Luce has a moment in the morning right before we leave the blacksmith where she just like lifts up the sword and is looking at like a kid that's been given free reign of a candy store.
To be
Just
fair,
like-
Vago, you might be able to find something at your place.
Oh, that's true. I could stop by there, yeah.
Because it's kind of on the way, right? It's just like a small detail.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
Like the most
You-
like for anyone watching Luce wielding this thing, it's like the most natural thing she has ever done. It's like she
Yeah.
was born to do this.
That is a heavy weapon. And on your choice when doing a hit, you can do either fire or lightning.
Jeez.
Straight up. I have a lightning fire sword. I have truly ascended and become Dark Souls Elmo.
Dark Souls.
Okay,
God.
so you're taking a detour.
Grabbing some shoes from the tannery.
Okay. So if you're taking a detour and you're checking out your Gwyn and Heron's home, you can find something. But it's so basically the way I've been imagining this is not everything has been soaked. Everything, it's like when you like drop a backpack in a pool but you take it out really quickly, it's only like the outside or the very like inner outside that's wet. So it's the same thing.
Mhm.
So if you go going through drawers or anything like that, maybe like the first couple things are ink stained, but not all of it. So if there's something like really tucked away or is behind or in something else, it's actually okay.
Hmm.
And like Luce is taller and a little more broad shouldered than Heron, but there are some like a couple larger pieces of clothes that could fit her. Maybe a little tight in the shoulders, but could.
Better than nothing.
Probably no shoes for her though.
Dang.
Cut them so they're like gym bro sleeves.
Guns out.
Oh my god, the sad
Sun's
part
out,
is I
guns
think
out.
she would be that kind of person though.
Sun's out, guns
Do it.
out.
Do it. The sun
No,
is
I
shining.
am. No, this is canon. If listen, I know not necessarily everyone watching is someone of an artistic persuasion, but I'm begging you, somebody do Jimbro Loose. Just do fucking buff ass, stocky, tanky looking Casca from Berserk, but in a like Jimbro outfit. Please, for the love of
Okay,
God.
so now I'm just imagining Luce wearing a sleeves cut off, says "Sun's out, guns out," but it's also a crop top to show the abs, and then also the juicy butt shorts. Let's go.
And like canvas bags tied around her feet as shoes.
Cats.
That
cats,
read Trader Joe's on them.
We heard them together,
I love TTRPGs.
They bring up the best.
Truly.
I also want to reiterate, there is still a bow in Heron's room too, if anyone wants a bow.
Bago's gonna grab it.
You'll have to restring it because it wasn't strung when
Mhm.
but it looks great in great condition.
Bow.
All right, add a I think it's a medium bow into your inventory.
Ooh.
All right. Jimbro loose and extra change of clothes for Vago, just stealing from Gwyn. It's fine.
Literally
How
me.
dare Vago steal
their
from
stuff.
Gwyn?
It's literally me.
Sorry, but Vago's never been that happy. Maybe at the Sage Vents.
Yeah.
But even then, there was still that existential of who am I? Anyway, the four of you begin to make your way towards the tree where two of you died. Hale, you're seeing this for the first time, but after you leave the confines of Clover Point, you get into the graveyard. And then you get past the graveyard, and then you begin to recognize the tar-like consistency of the ground. And this is roughly the same, or at least what was described to you, like after you got knocked out and died, of the pillar. And in the distance, you see the tree where everyone went yesterday, and it is a clear ring of grass around it. No tar, no ink. It's a healthy tree. Just weird. Not gonna lie. But your
Kind of-
gear is there. Your bodies aren't.
Oh. That'd be disturbing.
The bodies
God.
aren't there. It looks like they threw off all clothes and clothing and left your shit there and then walked up and left, which is literally what happened. Y'all will have to actually do a stock of your inventory if you want to see what's missing, because nothing like the big stuff like the armor or the weapons are gone.
Oh.
I'll probably take stock, see what is missing.
Okay.
Same.
Vago, you are missing your dowsing rod. And Luce, you are missing your vial of ink. You have no ink.
Oh
God
no.
damn it! That was the
That's
one thing I was hoping
devastating.
would be gone. God damn it!
I rolled. I'm so
Motherfucker.
sorry.
No. That's perfectly fine. I was just like, please. Like, I'm willing to lose the glaive. I'm even willing to consider losing the armor. Just the ink is the tedious part. It's the actual document part. Oh god. All right.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's all right. It's all right.
Blame my D10.
Well, blame me dying. Fucking doing 1 damage like 3 turns in a row. I'm still mad.
Felt.
So that's what's missing. You have everything else. Everything else is there. Footprints do lead off.
I will say, as she's doing inventory and she's getting stuff back on, interesting detail that I realized I forgot to mention throughout all of this time. Luce actually typically has like kind of like pressure gloves that
Mhm.
she's had most of the time on her hands. Yeah, exactly. Like because she deals with certain elements of like chronic pain that like pressure on it makes it better. But like obviously when she came back, like the hands are like much more veiny and they look like they're occasionally inflamed and such. So like that's kind of the reason why she actually has the gloves and the gauntlets on so tightly, is that the pressure actually feels very relieving for her. So there's just like a look of like she's probably never shown this to anybody because it's one of those things where like she's actually turning away from the group, kind of embarrassed about the fact that like she's trying so quickly to put the gauntlets and everything back on.
Do I notice this?
I would say so. I think it's one of those things where like she's about halfway
Mhm.
through the process, and before she realizes, oh shit, they can see my hands. Oh no.
Yeah. Mariana will get into her pack, into that medical kit that she got, and try to find like gauze wrap. and will give it to Luce like on the fly. Like obviously she turned away quickly and just will be like whoop, like for extra wrapping.
Oh,
Probably just put it in your hand and not say anything.
thank you. It's very strange to feel embarrassed about things like this.
My mom, there were some days where she couldn't even really dig in the garden anymore. She was just so sad. Find little ways to help.
I imagine if it's you that you're underselling yourself in that case, I imagine they were very great things you were doing for her. And besides, I don't feel too ashamed of them. More embarrassed about what people will think than how I feel about them. I think they mean I've lived a life that's had a lot of experiences, even if I don't remember all of them anymore. And there's a genuine smile on her face, like that's the first one I think she's had in a while.
Well, I did like to eat, so my mom didn't garden. We didn't really eat that much.
Do you know why I called you Iris, or why I call my wife Daffodil and all those things?
You were secretly a florist in a different life.
Knowing my memory, I might have been. But no. My wife, you've met her. She has been, she's always been such a much more brainy type, but it's been one of my favorite things about her. She documents, she writes things down, and she was always able to look back on those memories because she always treated every little thing that she kept scrapbooking, writing down as an occasion to find happiness again.
Not to remember?
Hmm. Remembering is nice, but I think for us it was just more the feelings. I think that was one of the things that I helped show her, to feel more, to be less trapped in that space of thought that leads you astray. 'Cause, you know, when the thought takes hold of you, when you let it run its course, it's very hard to get back control. And that's not who I want to be. That's not where I want to spend my time. But I knew that my wife did have a fondness for flowers, so I took to reading some of the books that she kept around. And there was one she kept that talked about a lot of the ways in which poets and writers would share their fondness for people that they loved and cared about. And so I started to memorize a few names, a few meanings from different things in it. And ultimately, I found one that I thought fit how I felt about her the most. Give a name to someone of something so sweet is just to have a reminder of just how wonderful people's impact on our lives can be. Ugh, I'm being sentimental. Death does this to me. I don't like it.
Can you teach me how to write things down about feelings? Or that, like, remind you of feelings? I write things down, but it's just things that I think I'll forget.
Sure. And uh, I think I'm hearing a sound in my background. The car. I think a motorcycle just went by and it scared the shit out of me. I
Vroom.
think. Woof. Anyways, I think if you're okay with it, Amber, I think Luce actually like sidles up close next to you, and I don't know what's the most appropriate. I think it's either somewhere in the range of like big sister, little sister, or like very friend love, like somewhere in that range. If you feel comfortable with that.
Yeah. Mariana will take out her notebook and just show Luce. Not really like say anything. It is very clinical. Like I showed you the entry that I made about Mariana trying. I wrote Mariana tries coffee for the first time. She doesn't like it. She adds honey. And I imagine she wrote that in her book, but obviously in first person. That's the sort of things that she writes down.
I think if you let her, she writes what she would have said about it right afterwards, and there's something to the effect of like everything is very sore and painful, and yet I still somehow feel more at peace now. There's a weight on my body, on my soul, and my mind that it feels like I'm letting myself not carry anymore. I feel lighter somehow. I'm hurt and I'm in pain, but I'm not broken. It's nice to not feel broken.
I think Mariana will look at the words. Just look at them for a few moments and then just close. Put her little tab back on and close. And we'll just lean over on Luce. She won't say a word.
Hale and Vago, is there anything that either of you do while the two of them are talking as we begin to wrap up for the night?
Hale is standing behind Vago as they're taking inventory, looks to Luce and Mariana talking, looks back down to like the back of Vago's head and just sticks a finger in his mouth. Just looks at the back of Vago's head and just slowly lowers a finger, but then stops. They've been through enough. Just wipes his finger on Vago's shirt.
Wait, you wipe it on Vago's shirt?
Yes. Masking as a pat to the shoulder.
Vago kind of looks at that like
Everything there?
missing one thing, but it's to be expected. Also, do that again and I will smack you.
Don't threaten me with a good time. Listen, about the offer I made yesterday. Say the word and we'll begin.
Yeah. We should probably get out of here first, but I'll be taking you up on that offer pretty soon.
Oh, I have to make a lesson plan and also get myself a desk and some chairs and like a little ABC on how to ink. I'm so excited. Yes?
Vago's gonna kind of, while Hale's doing their little like kind of jokey around, like, oh man, I need all these supplies if I'm gonna be a teacher. Vago's sort of staring at Mariana for a bit. kind of not letting go of the fact that Mariana said that they knew Ophelia. Octavia, sorry, not Ophelia. Octavia.
Octavia.
Be right back.
All right.
They're going to walk up to Mariana. Can we talk?
Yes?
In private?
Mariana will look at Luce. Okay.
I promise I'm not dying anytime soon.
Oh. I don't think I can run that far today. Mariana will step away.
Were you telling the truth when you said you knew Octavia?
Yes?
So you would happen to know where the trench is too, right?
Well, kind of. I kind of know in general where it is. But when I left, I walked for a long time. I'm not really sure how long I walked for. But I kind of know where it is. If we were to get there, I could definitely tell you around the trench.
Good. Lagos sort of like kind of gripping their staff, and their hands are a little bit shaky. Not in terms of like fear, but like they're a little bit of anger, kind of.
I think Mariana's well trained enough to be like hands on hip, sword hip. Like what's it like? Why do you ask?
Because I think my brother might be at the trench.
He's a traveler, then there's no way.
I saw something when I died.
And you think he's there?
Yeah. They had Gwen, me, in a jail cell. You could hear these two guards talking, calling travelers demons, so I assumed, paragons. But they mentioned two things. One, we were at the trench. Two, it had something to do with someone named Octavia. So I'm going to ask you one time. Tell me everything you know about them. I'm not going to ask again.
Vago, if he's there, he is in immense danger. We have to head there, and I can tell you what I know on the way.
Thank you.
Let's go talk to Hale and Luce.
Yeah.
I think that's a good place to end for the night.
I had something funny.
All right, what's your funny? Before
Hale's,
go?
Funny!
Hale's talking to Luce. So after you finish spinning the concoction that's inside the ice and rock salt.
Hale, you do realize I know what ice cream is, right?
Why did you not tell me when I first started telling you how to make ice cream?
just like puts a hand on your hair and ruffles it like you're a little kid.
Oh god, that's so funny.
Good. Yes. Good. Anyway, hi everyone. Thank you for joining us for session 9 of Printweaver Pillars of Ink, which I have called Reviving Memories. We're gonna go around and say, hey, who we are, where you can find us, what we're doing, and so on and so forth. And I'm gonna see if we have a raid tonight. Anyway, who wants to go first?
I'll start. Hi everyone. I am Amber, also known as Analog Amber, and I have been crying today as Mariana Cross. I am found at most places on the internet as analog_Amber, including here on twitch.tv, where you can find me being really bad at Apex Legends and doing good for charity like I was today. I stream on Mondays, Fridays, and Sundays, and I would love to have you step by. Popcorn Abhishek.
Yeah, I was about to say, I can go next, yeah. Hey guys, my name is Abhishek Matange, he, him pronouns. I go by Neon Raiden, so you can find me at Neon_Raiden on Twitter. I'm a voice actor who likes to talk all things nerdy, so Tokusatsu, Super Sentai, Kamen Rider. You can also catch me on the Epsilon Story podcast as Lord Charlie. And I'm just glad I was able to keep my eyeliner on for today without crying it off.
Hey everybody, I'm RJ. You can catch me at RJustice282 on Twitter and Twitch, where I tweet about the nerdy things in my life and shitpost most of the time. You can catch me in a number of places on the internet, so whenever you want to see me go live, check out my Twitter, because that's when I normally repost. It might turn into something else. I'll let you know. One of the big highlights was today I found out my character's dead wife isn't actually dead.
I beg your pardon?
Oh, quick sidebar. His backstory is if Romeo and Juliet had a red wedding from Game of Thrones.
Hey, wife thing is mine. You be quiet about the wife.
This is a different game. I can have it in
wife
this
thing
game.
is mine. I'm that gay. I call full custody of all wife things.
But that's me.
Hello there, everybody. My name is Angela Lemos Mogrovejo. I use she, her pronouns, and I've been playing Luz del Valle, otherwise known as Lucia Delet. You can find me over on Fridays on Girls Run These Worlds for the Ballad of Conjurers series game, where I'm playing basically my brand. I am playing a literal phoenix humanoid. I have become everything that I've ever wanted to be in my life, including awkward and a flagrant lesbian. It's just all that I've ever wanted in my life and more. So there's that. And also, keep a lookout for updates on Girls Write These Worlds, the publishing house wing of Girls Run These Worlds, as we are going to be getting our fourth scene out there in no time soon. We have had drafts come in, and I'm about to do edits on our second set of drafts. And oh boy, the theme of routines brings some interesting ideas from writers. I love it. I love the work I get to do, and this has been so amazing. And I will pass it over to our amazing GM, Merritt.
It's me. It's my turn. Hi, I'm Mary. You can find me on Twitter at ArchMage for as long as it exists. I am running this game on Sundays at 6 p.m. Eastern here on Neon Lights Roleplay. And you can also find me right now over on Sword and Key. On Saturday nights, I play the lovely Centaur Soul Knife Rogue Stars Druid Acacia in a nautical campaign. I will be actually having a one-on-one dev scene airing this upcoming Saturday, the 15th. And I will also be running a very mini campaign, like anywhere between 3 to 5 episodes series of Magical Kitties Save the Day to raise money for JDR International in conjunction with Team SideQuest's fundraiser event to raise money for type 1 diabetes research and charities. So casting is almost finished, so keep an eye out for cast announcements and all that fun stuff. It's gonna be great. Anyway, we will be rating Lost Caravan RPG, who is running a game of Locust, and we will see y'all next week as we head into Endgame. We only have like a couple episodes left. I know
the
it's
end game
sad.
now.
It's sad. Anyway,
What?
we'll see y'all. Bye.
Bye.